Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Fatback 4 from the LFC Daytrippers. I'm Gav, and with me, as always, Emma, Keith, and Shawnee. We would love to be here talking about a Liverpool win, or even talking about a Liverpool loss. But what happened yesterday has meant that we'll probably talk a little bit about football and the rest about the fact that the PGMOL should no longer exist and should be sacked by the Premier League. That's my opinion only. I'm going to put it out there. Emma, Keith, and Shawnee, I'm sure, have theirs. If you're watching, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, put the bell icon on, all that sort of stuff. Doing all that sort of stuff really, really helps us. Where do we go? Where do we start? Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start at the end, if that's okay, because I don't want Liverpool to get lost in all this. So, Keith, how are you?
I'm great. Yeah, I'm great. I wasn't great yesterday with the match, but then I sort of was because I absolutely came away from that game thinking this is some serious outfit we have. They got absolutely bumrolled yesterday on every count. Not all the decisions will go through them in a while. Some of them may be more contentious than others, but I think Liverpool showed the minerals and the metal that this is a serious, serious team we have. And I'm all for these lads getting into a bit of a siege mentality as the season goes on. So that's after perking me up a bit, because it's easy to be falling into the trap of, oh, woe is me, poor Liverpool. And the shit you see online doesn't help. But no, I'm of the opposite. I'm looking and saying, right, let's go. Everyone just get this. You're going, you know where you are every weekend. You're going, you're battling, you're against everybody. Fuck it, let's do it. So I'm geared up for that. So yeah, great, feeling great now.
Amazingly, I was going to ask you, how do you feel Liverpool done yesterday? How do you feel over them? And you've just answered it. You're flying. You're absolutely flying.
Love how Liverpool played yesterday, Gav. I do. I love it. They went down to 10 men. We'll get on to it, but I've seen a character from them that we've seen before with Klopp's Liverpool, and we didn't see it last year, and we're seeing a difference now in these lads. And some of the players, and look, Joe Matip, fucking brilliant yesterday, and my heart went out to him being the one that gets that own goal. But I'm seeing the fight now in this Liverpool team that we haven't seen in a very, very long time, and I absolutely love it. So we'll talk about that a bit more.
Yeah, it's not the biggest thing to come out of yesterday. We know the biggest thing to come out of yesterday was, but would it be close second in the fact that we watched Liverpool last season? If that happened to us last season, we're sitting there going, this could be any score. The way we carried on last season, for the vast majority. But it's the second biggest thing to come out of yesterday is that what you're seeing from Liverpool was, hold on, we don't care what's thrown us here. We're going to be absolutely all together right till the very end, and beyond the whistle, because you've seen shots of the players and management going to the away fans and kind of make a little bit of defiance from them there as well.
Yeah, I think it's probably on a par. I know the other that's on a par, on a positive, as big a positive as the other thing is a negative, I would say. Keith's right. Even when we went down to 10 men, I still thought we were winning that game. Even when we went down to 9 men, I thought we were still probably going to have a chance of winning this game. And obviously, everything conspired against us. But yeah, it's massive. To see that kind of, I don't want to say anti-establishment, but it's like whatever you throw at us, we're just going to prove you wrong. And that would have been a massive point yesterday. But even without the point, I think the actual performance of the players, the way Klopp even handled himself afterwards in his post-match interview as well, is kind of a massive kind of positive as well. So, look, we've seen it already this season. We've gone behind 3 times, came back and won. We've played with 10 men, now 9 men in 3 different games, and still within a shout up until the last kick of the ball in every single one of the games. So, look, I think it's massive. It's exactly like Keith said. It's massive green shoots. They're never there's the return. I know that we talked about mentality monsters a few years ago, but this is super mentality monsters. The way they're playing and the way they're carrying themselves the last 7 games.
Yeah. Shawnee,
siege mentality monsters.
You love the siege mentality. Did you like them siege films and stuff like that?
Loved them, yeah.
So you did.
But a cigar, it wouldn't.
Overrated. It's overrated.
It wouldn't.
But Shawnee,
some fella with a lighter for 3.5 hours. Can't put a hand on it.
What's not to like?
Big joke like the candles with. Lighting 50 blokes on a boat.
And then he was in. Was he into? Was it Taekwondo he was into?
I think he had his own martial art, didn't he?
It's all martial arts.
He didn't
Like
didn't
Mickey
play by
Pearson,
the
only
rules.
fools and horses.
Yeah.
But anyway, come here, Shawnee. Like when you look at it there yesterday, you look at Gomez. You know, when I was looking around the team, you know, like Van Dijk, fine, Robertson, but when you look at Gomez, has only come back into the side recently. He's had a tough time. Matip, you know, forget the own goal. It's unfortunate. But then you look at McAllister, Szoboszlai, and I'm going to include Jones, you know, because I think he was really good before he gets sent off. Diaz, like there's players there that last season you kind of went, I'm not sure here. I'm not sure, but literally, Shawnee, they all showed up yesterday. Bar maybe one that we'll talk about in a bit. But they all showed up yesterday, and when it was 10, when it was 9, when it was goals disallowed, when it was actually atrocious, Liverpool stood up and went, yeah, we just keep throwing at us, keep going. And I know they lose the game, that's fine, but you have to come out of it yesterday going, that's a proper performance from Liverpool from start to finish.
Gav, I'm going to go back to kind of look at it in kind of not a microcosm, like in what the boys said in terms of the spirit around the team. I don't know whether you've seen that video during the week of all the lads getting that FIFA cards. Yeah. Something is different around Liverpool again, and it's even different to the first time when we went on and win everything. We did shows last year when we were in the pits about what direction we were going in under Klopp. Everyone looked tired. Could Klopp rebuild again? We kind of laughed at the whole Klopp 2.0 thing, and I think, I'm not sure who it was, someone mentioned that the hardest thing the biggest job Klopp had in terms of getting this team going was getting the buy-in from everyone, getting the buy-in from all the lads who already won everything. And we seen that yesterday. This team is going places. You can even tell by Neville's commentary when he was talking about when we were holding on, he was saying this Liverpool team is different. Wherever
he
about
says the
all
same when we equalise as well, actually. Yeah.
Like we were the better side when we went down to 10 men. We were still the better side. We still look like more like scoring. That aside, Gav, I'm not being funny. I don't know what it is. I seen a lot of fume on Twitter and in WhatsApp groups yesterday, and I totally understand it all. But it didn't affect me the way losing the game in the 96th minute would normally affect me, because I seen the reaction from the players, and to me that's huge. I think this group of players know that something is on the horizon again, that they can feel it brewing with just the new body of lads we have in there. Even Klopp seems to have a renewed sense of optimism and want for the game and love. He's using different words in press conferences that he never even used when we were in and everything. He was saying, I love this group. And I think this group can go on. And I don't know how big it's going to be, but I love this group. I genuinely feel like something's clicked in the last couple of weeks where Klopp's turned around and go, I can't walk away from these lads in 2 years' time. And that's the way it seems to me. And to me, that's what I'd hold on to throughout all of this. And I wouldn't let any of that other shit get to me. Like, I've seen a few people, like people were tweeting me and all going, give them hell tonight, Shawnee. And did I miss Shawnee's meltdown? You're not going to get it from me, boys, because
you're going to get it from me. It's my turn this week.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair. And I understand that, Gap. But what I'm trying to say to you was, I've been banging this drum for the longest. We've had shows about refs fucking even in the lockdown season. Like thinking about it today. Remember the first game back after the lockdown, the Sheffield United and Aston Villa, and they didn't turn on the goal line technology. This is the level you're dealing with, and it's been the same for a long time. And it's easy to buy into all the conspiracy shite and all with the refs, but it's not. They're just shite, and you've known the answer to it. So that's the end of it, and that's it. Like I was very pleased with the club statement. It seems strong, but like, if we're being deadly honest, what the fuck can we do about it? What can we do? What we gonna do? Demand audio? Like,
I'll tell you in a bit what we should do.
We've seen the pictures though. You can see when the ref puts his. You can see when he puts his. You can see the exact moment where he puts his hand up to his ear and he goes, bollocks. And what's telling for me is it's different for us because we only see what's on the telly, right? But it's quite clear that the broadcasters and the commentators have got access to some sort of feed.
Oh, Neville
where
says
they
it.
get, and they didn't even fucking say that. They didn't say, hold on, what's going on here? They didn't say that. It was just, goal check. No, look, that was it, and it was gone. But I was in the WhatsApp group, and Emma goes, he's off. I was like, fuck off, Emma. Like a moron. How would you possibly not give it?
No, I think what happened there.
I did follow that up with he's a moron straight after.
No. I don't want to jump onto that straight away, but I think what might have happened was when Emma questioned off, I think Emma might have seen the offside thing. I'm not too sure, but I'll get to that in a little bit because that's the main body of it. But I wanted to start at where we felt with Liverpool because I didn't want Liverpool to get lost in all this, and I think that's.
But just to finish up what I'm saying, Gav. A renewed sense of optimism for me in terms of this team and what they can do. I felt like shy after games we've lost. Like I remember the one where Virgil gets smashed up and Hendo has the late equaliser. I've never felt worse after a game of football, even Champions League finals, because you just know you go again. Like I just think, what can we do about it? Only kick on, and you can tell by the players and Klopp's reaction yesterday. They know, look, if we're going to have to fucking do this, we're going to do it the hard way. It's as simple as that. Take nothing away from that Liverpool performance yesterday. It was fucking spirited and brilliant. And I'll say it again, Klopp's substitutions, fucking imperious. Just desperately unlucky. If you get out there yesterday with a point, it's like 3, and I reckon everybody's bigging up Liverpool. But we're talking about these fucking shower of shy hammocks again. So,
well, I think Liverpool get out with 0 points yesterday, but I still think a lot of people are talking up Liverpool, and I think, funny enough, the team that won the game in Spurs, and I tweeted yesterday going, look, well done Spurs, because I don't think Spurs done anything massively wrong in the game. You
can't say that because you sound like a bit that cunt boy. Actually,
it wasn't bitter at all yesterday. I just literally went unlucky Liverpool. I just wrote all I wrote was
all after the game. They won't be anywhere near it. They'd be lucky to be in the top 4.
Well, I wrote yesterday, unlucky Liverpool, congrats Spurs, and then I went on a rant, and it wasn't me going, oh, congrats Spurs. It's not that. I'm an adult, like, you know what I mean? Come on. But it was kind of, and somebody did ask me, why are you congratulating Spurs? Because they won the game. They didn't overly do anything wrong. They didn't make the decisions. And they won the game that was in front of them. It just happens that what was in front of them was an absolute fucking travesty. But I think we come out of it where people are going, fuck, they're for real. And people are going, Spurs were against 9 men there and didn't look like they could score, and didn't really, we scored for them. But look, let's go back. And I think, Sas Coppoy says 650 of you watching, hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button if you want.
Yeah, go on
wherever you want.
Why not?
Who gives a bollocks?
YouTube
will probably take it back off us anyway, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
But let's go back and let's start with the red card. Now, the lads done a show yesterday, straight after the game. It was really good. It was about an hour and a half long, but it probably needed that because of what went on yesterday. And the lads gave their view. Some thought wasn't a red card. Kev thought it was, and Kev thought it was because he's going by genuinely what the Premier League have told you the rules are. And I don't agree with Kev. And that's absolutely fine. I didn't agree with him yesterday. He knows that. We've talked about it, we've tweeted about it, and that was grand. But some of the people in the comments after the show yesterday, throwing stuff around at Kev and others, give it over. For fuck's sake. The fella's given an opinion on football. You mightn't like it. I disagree with it by all means, but stop going on like a prick about it. You know what I mean? I don't agree with Kev. And I'll say why in a little while, but I know where he's coming from. I see his point of view. So by all means leave comments, but don't go on like a fucking arsehole. It's not hard to just be, civil. But the red card, Emma, I'll start with you. Red card or not for you?
No, a yellow card. It's 2 players coming together. He makes contact with the ball, and it's the contact with the ball that makes his foot go over the top of the ball. His intent isn't to go over the top of the ball. We've all seen players go over the top of the ball plenty of times. That's 2 players coming together to try and win the same ball. His foot slips over the top of the ball. And what's even shocking, and we'll probably talk about it, is what the fuck is on the screen as soon as he arrives over. to see to make his decision is a still of your man's leg bent with Curtis's leg in his shin.
And it stays on there for a good few seconds.
And it stays in. Yeah, and I'm even shouting in the pub, play it. And I think we've spoken about everything looks worse in slow motion. It needs to be played in full speed for these refs, half of whom will have never fucking played a game of football in their life. Okay, and I've heard Kev's opinion as well. I probably disagree with it, but I know where he's coming from. It's not a red card for me. It's like if that's a red card, well then they may as well just take out tackling and put flags in each other's shorts. And to get the ball off that fella, you have to pull the flag out of his shorts.
Touch football,
like fucking tip, like tip rugby, because that's the way it's going. It's a tackle and momentum carries his leg. There's no intent whatsoever for him to go in there and hurt that player, and that's the way it needs to be looked at. That it's an accidental collision. It's very similar to Van Dijk on what's his face against Napoli. He clears the ball, his foot continues on, the slide continues on and hits him in the shin. Yellow card. We've seen loads of them over the last few weeks. I have my alarm clock set and a series record on Ref Watch for tomorrow to get up and see the absolute verbal gymnastics that Dermot Gallagher is going to have to do to try and convince us that was a red card, because already this season there's been others where he has said no, yellow card, no intent, it's not high, there's no force, all that kind of stuff. Now he has to go and probably agree with them tomorrow and say that it's a red card. For me, it's a yellow card. Doesn't look great, especially the way they showed it to him, but it's a yellow. It's two players challenging for the same ball. One of their foot goes over the top of the ball because of contact with the ball. It's not his initial challenge that goes into the player's shit.
Rondo Red says Andros Townsend reckons it's a modern football red card. And before people go, Andros Townsend, fuck him, he's probably right in what he's saying. All right. And that's, I think, where Kev is coming from. Kev was of the kind of an analytical looking at going, listen, this is what they look for. But I have a slightly different argument around it. Anyway, Keith, red card, no red card, where are you?
Yeah, I sort of, again, going back to Kev, I get what he was saying, and the Andros Townsend thing, it is a modern red card that you see them giving now, but I don't think it should be a red card because there's no intent, and I know they keep changing the rules, right, and it doesn't have to be intent, it can be reckless and endangering, but I don't think it was reckless either. He's going for a ball, he's not going over the top of the ball, he's going for the ball. I think Basuma gets a touch on the ball, which even pushes it further towards him, and his foot rolls over that ball and lands. Where is he supposed to put his foot? Do you know what I mean? Where is his foot supposed to go when it goes over that ball? It can't go anywhere but into Basuma's leg, right? So it's an accidental contact. It's not aggressive. It's not forceful. It's not out of control. It looks bad. The biggest problem is, in my opinion, he gets told on the earpiece. Your man was obviously awake and watching it for this bit. Get over and check that's a red card. So it wasn't a case of you make up your mind, that's a red card. And I just want you to go over to the screen and see this impact, because when he goes, that's on the screen, it's on the monitor for about 5 seconds, just a still of the leg, the contact hitting the leg. Now that has led him. And then all these shows, they roll it back super slow motion to Curtis Jones' foot going over the ball and into the leg onto the impact. They don't show him real time. They don't show it from Curtis Jones' side. They just show the impact on Basuma's leg and then a little slow-mo rollback to the foot coming over the ball. That was a decision that was made. It should not be a red card, in my opinion. Gary Neville's not saying it's a yellow card, and if that fucker is saying it's not a red card, you should be saying, right, well, even he thinks it's not a red. I can understand it won't.
Played over 200 games in Premier League football. Yeah, that's why
they were showing him why they thought it was a red. They weren't showing him as though to say, do you still agree that it's only a yellow?
Yeah, they're just telling him it's a red card.
Was that a clear and obvious error?
No.
But you see, clear and obvious is another massive.
This is a lot of bollocks.
That we will get to later. I don't want to end up putting it all in.
Anyone who's played football 5-a-side with your mates up in the fucking park or wherever it is knows that happens. Sometimes that happens. It's Curtis Jones didn't go over the ball. He's on top of the ball and his foot rolls down and into him. What's he supposed to do? Not challenge. If he doesn't challenge, he gets hurt, gets injured. So what we get, it's a contact fucking sport. It's contact sport. Like, what's he supposed to do? I don't think it was a reckless challenge. You can even see by Curtis Jones is flinching as he turns going over the ball. It's not like he's going in there with intent to do it.
Yeah.
But again, he's led. Like, again, clear and obvious. What's clear and obvious about that? That's a 50-50 challenge. Go other way. Put it this way, right, being deadly honest. If it's Basuma going over the ball into Curtis Jones, do you think he's sending the fella off of the home team? The same thing.
Good point.
I think he is, yeah.
No,
So it happened last season with Diaz.
No. I think.
Harry Kane done the same thing fucking 2 years ago to Rob.
I know. And Paul Tierney
Well, he
was
flew
the
in.
referee.
Well, he flew in at pace. That was
but-
a horrendous challenge. This
At
is a
2
fucking
foot.
nothing challenge.
Yeah,
This is a
but
nothing
this-
challenge. This is
but
going
this
for a
is-
ball and his foot rolls over the ball.
this is
it's
where-
not a fucking aggressive tackle. It's
this
fucking
is where
stupid.
this is where the lack of common sense comes into the game, right? And I know people say, no, it's not common sense anymore. There's rules, there's this, there's that, right? Now, for me yesterday, Curtis Jones is stretching for a ball. Now, he's actually nearly on sidewards on, right? Trying to... I can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get on the side of the ball to go past Basuma, all right, while stretching, right? And in fairness, he's probably looking to get the touch, and then Basuma kicks him. He goes down, he gets a free, and Liverpool move on, right? What happens is that, you see, when you... My issue with all this is that, and I'll say it right now, and you can take it as gospel as my opinion going into all of these situations, right? They decide what standard they're going to referee just before the game. In their own minds, they decide this is the standard I'm going to referee to today, right? So the rules we talk about, intent, how ferocious is the tackle, that is all fucking...
bollocks.
Forget about it. It actually doesn't matter. It's all just words, right? So you can shape a narrative if needs be later on. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. What happens there is that a player doesn't lunge at a ball, okay? He's stretching for a ball. Stretching, but he's not stretching with any sort of intent and no power behind it. He can't. He's stretching. He's using his left foot to put out any power into his body, and that's just to get the stretch there. There's no, like, he gets to it. He goes to touch it. He does. He touches the ball, but he goes over the ball. And what I mean by that is, he goes literally. He moves the ball as he goes over it. Do you get me? He doesn't go over if he goes in there and his studs are up over the ball, never goes near the ball, and his calf is above the ball as he makes contact with that fella out with the shin on going, that's a red card. It's simply a red fucking card. But yesterday, what that is two players going in. One who's trying to nick it, I think, in Basuma, and another one who's trying to nick it while they stretch a little bit. Stretching is absolutely fine, right? But the referee, if he's any common sense in that, and the VAR aren't being busy cunts as well, to be honest with you, he looks at it and he says, do you know what? He actually makes the absolute correct decision, right? You may have got the ball, but you know what? You caught the fella at the same time. It's a yellow card, right? Because a bit of common sense says, look, he didn't charge over there and go boom over the top of it. You know, it was a tight situation, and that's where common sense needs to be. He's not out of control. And people think he is out of control. He's stretching. That's not being out of control. He's in full control of his body because he's actually balancing it on one leg while he goes and does it. Out of control is when you leave the ground. I seen one earlier. Oh, well, if you look at Casemiro last season, he got one where it was the same, where he hit the ball and went. No, Casemiro was off the ground.
Yeah.
Casemiro was off the fucking ground, horizontal. That's out of control. And this is what it all comes down to, lads. And we go on again in the next probably hour or so that we'll stay on. The lack of common sense, right? And again, the lack of transparency. And when you mix all this shit together, and a fella's walking to a screen where instead of saying, right, what's your man's name? What was his name? Simon, isn't it? Simon Hooper.
Simon.
Right.
Oh, God,
fucking simple. Right. But when he walks over there, he should be in his ear going, are you ready? It should be a Premier League logo on the screen going, are you ready? I'm going to play this in full speed. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, and slow it down. Yeah, I'm going to stick with my decision because you know what? In real time, you know, this is milliseconds you're looking at. And in fairness to him, like, Curtis Jones doesn't even, if you go through that player, out of control, reckless above the ball, right? That player is not standing where he was standing at the end of it. that player's going to get absolutely hammered. Basuma, yeah, there is an impact. There's no doubt about it, right? And he's lucky to come out of it. That's fine. I get all that. But it's not one way you turn around and go, listen, that is ridiculous. And when you look back at the likes of McAllister's red card that was rescinded, and on the same day, a Spurs player going through Bruno Fernandes and nothing happening. And then you look at this. Now you have to remember, the one on Bruno Fernandes, your man is on his feet, studs up and going straight over the top of him. This guy is not. This guy is low to the ground, trying to nick a ball in a tight situation, and it's later on the VAR is an absolute abomination. But this is the kickoff of it all for me. It's even when it comes down to little incidents, they have to be the start of the show, for no reason, and I actually feel sorry for this referee yesterday in certain instances. I think what goes on actually tumbles on during the game, and just he's out of control by the end of it. He really is.
Poking everyone.
What?
He's just handing out yellows all over the place.
He doesn't know what to be doing with himself.
He loses his head. He doesn't know what's happening.
Right, so we don't think it's a red card, right? But we do get a red card. It goes on. And then this goal. Right? Now, I don't know whether to leave this goal to last, because there's other instances in there. Like
forget about the rest of the match, Gavin, talk about this, honestly.
Right? Well,
Spurs scored a goal, we scored a goal. Let's talk about Diaz.
Yeah, and then I think like the Jota sending off, we might get to as well, because the fella that gets him sent off shouldn't be on the pitch. But that's their rules, and that's them deciding what they're going to do just before the game. They'll implement it 1 week and won't the next. Paul Heckingbottom must be delighted as well. That's just reminded me. But this goal, Keith, I'll start with you. It's a perfectly good goal. Anyone doesn't need lines drawn, really. You may look at it and go, well, the angle I'm looking at, can be a bit off. Let's see the lines just to verify. Goes in, and then I'm like, hold on, what the fuck is going on here? It's Keith, I don't even have the words for it. I really don't have the words for it, other than, and I'll say it now, they should be done away with. That yesterday is the last piece of evidence for me that the PGMOL should be done away with.
This is, in my opinion, it's the worst VAR decision I can think of. People said to me, and we touched on it there, the goal line, the goal going in, but that was technology. That was a problem with the technology. This is the worry. It's the thing we've always said. It's not the technology that's the problem. It's the cabbages that are looking after the technology, and this is prime example. So we're looking at a situation there where in real time you're looking and it's tight, right? Real time, the flag goes up and you're like, bollocks, let's see this again. And they show you the replay and you're looking at it and you're like, he's a fucking mile on side here, because you don't need the lines to see it, because the pitch marking, you can look at the pitch marking the way that was shown. And I know in others you'll say, you give out before saying there's cameras to catch everything, blah, blah, blah. But you could visibly see he was onside. You could see Romero's leg is back. It's near the pitch lining, the marking of the pitch. And you can see Diaz is fucking miles onside. And you're looking at it and you're thinking, right, there must be something else here. He must have another camera angle on it.
I originally thought you were looking at Salah fouling Kulusevski.
Yeah,
that's what I thought it was.
You look at this and then you hear it's play away. And you're like, hold on, what the fuck is going on? Why is that now? They show you a picture and there's no lines on it. And you're like, why the fuck is there no lines on this picture? That's a contentious decision. Like, there's no lines on it. And I couldn't believe it. And they got the game started straight away. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, that looks onside. I'm on Twitter then and I'm like, was that onside? Like, as people got pictures, and then the more it goes on into the half time, and you see them bleeding, that hairy-handed fucker. What's his name? Keys and Gray. They're showing
who it is.
They're showing their interpretation of what they see with the lines, and you're looking and you're like, that's fucking miles onside. Stan Collymore releases a picture from Canal Plus, and that's a mile onside, and I'm like, what the fuck are these looking at? How is that not being given? Because I know I'm skipping ahead now. And
no, you're okay, because I'm going to move it. I'm going to move it on throughout what's going on this year.
The PGMOL release a statement, and you're like, that's a load of bollocks. And then Dale, what's his face, comes out with his idea of it, and that makes everything's making it worse. Every single step of this, it's gone from being an offside that you're like, fuck me, that's all that looks on, to video or pictures of it being a mile on. You're like, then the statement, and then the explanation that he gave it because he thought it was a goal given on the pitch, and you're like, this is the worst decision I've ever seen. It's an absolute clusterfuck from start to finish. It's a great ball. It's a great goal. The finish is brilliant. It's very like Darwin's against Newcastle, the two of them. He takes it on, he goes across goal. Great, excellent. How that's not being given as a goal is absolutely staggering, and the reason behind it. There's a huge question mark about these officials. We know there's a huge question mark about these officials. They're all absolute gimps. But this fella was over in Saudi Arabia. Or no, not Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, wasn't he? Reffing a game during the week.
Thursday.
Thursday. Only flies in then. Like, the fucker was probably asleep and didn't see this.
The one thing that I've hardly seen remarked about the whole thing is that linesmen aren't supposed to put their flags up anymore if they think it's marginal. Yeah. And he couldn't have put it up faster. But the thing is, it's not even tight.
No.
Well, what they're told
62 centimetres.
What they're told...
No, but it's not even a tight call. It's not even a call where you go, it's not even tight. Like,
it's not where he's close.
He's a proverbial mile on, as you'd say. He's a fucking mile on. So why is he flagging? He's not supposed to flag.
Yeah.
Well, what they're told to do is that they're meant to let the play go and then put up their flag at a stop and play. So if a player goes through,
that's if it's tight.
Yeah, if it's tight. Yeah. So what's happened is if it's tight, he goes
through, scored, and then he should have.
Yeah. That's
but he couldn't have seen it, because if he could see that, he sees he's a mile onside. So he's effectively fucking guessing that he's offside.
Oh no! So what happens is he lets it go. No, but the way they're meant to do things is, in that instance, Luis Diaz goes through. Linesman thinks he's off, right? Linesman thinks he's off. No, this is what they're meant to do, Keith. And I know it's infuriating, but this is what they're meant to do. Luis Diaz gets played through. He thinks it's off. In his head, he's thinking he's off. Say Luis Diaz shoots and it goes wide, right? He puts the flag up, right? The flag will go up and it'll be an offside, and it might be an offside from where it was played, right? Luis Diaz scores. He puts the flag up, right? And what's meant to happen then is, hold on, that goal has gone in. I've given offside. Double check that for me. And this is where it goes to, because Emma, like, and I'll let Shawnee jump in as well. Emma, the excuses out of this is off the charts, right? So we were like, oh, they didn't draw the lines. Oh, they missed something. Darren England is on VAR. What's going on here? Darren England, of course, I would think he was in the UAE 2 days previous, which needs to be questioned as well. But
and the assistant VAR was as well.
Yeah. They're all having a lovely time. They arrived home, whatever, 2 days previous.
Suitcase full of cash.
But the thing is, the excuse made out is like Keith was saying, you're watching, you're going, was it a foul by Salah? Are we just seeing the wrong angle here? And Neville actually does say, he says, I thought it was the wrong camera angle I was looking at, and he's explained that they do get this stuff in the gantry and stuff like that, and we all know that. But he was wondering why check was so fast, and now they come out to say, hold on, what's actually happened is that they knew nothing. They actually thought the goal had been given, and they were going to VAR to have it checked. And that's why the check was so fast and come back and says check complete, right? Now, I've seen things on the screen that says offside being checked, not goal being checked, offside being checked. So they're telling lies.
They're all mic'd.
They're talking out their holes.
Yeah.
Mark Halter came out and said it. They're all mic'd up. You can all hear this from the pitch. The linesman would have put his flag, sorry for cutting in. Linesman puts his flag up, the offside, this player has gone through, it's an offside. So we hear that. Never mind fucking not knowing what's on the screen in front of me.
We've all heard them when Howard Webb showed them to us. They're constantly talking.
Yeah.
So like
a wall of noise, I've heard it described.
Constantly talking. They're constantly talking. Like I was in a pub up north watching it, and when he scored, I jumped up, frightened the shite out of these elderly couple that were just walked into the pub to have their dinner. Then I said in the WhatsApp, offside or off. And then they showed the picture, and I said, no, it was a mile on, and I fucking celebrated again because there was some Spurs fans in the pub. And then the game's a free kick, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And that's when I texted you again, and I said, there's something fishy going on here. like no line, no nothing,
Yeah.
and then it was just like carry on, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? But like this excuse coming out is like fucking Roald Dahl fucking wouldn't write this. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just shot like. I thought you gave the goal, and that's why I said check complete, because I thought it was a goal. But like we've all seen the VAR, all these things are up on the
is that
screen.
not carrying on? Is that not carrying on like they're an automated service? That's what that sounds like. Check complete, and there's no interaction. Like that's what that sounds like to me, and that's not the
It
case.
sounds like that's all that was said.
You've seen the audio recordings.
The example of that, didn't they? The City won the Akanji when he's in front.
No,
of
they give the biggest
talking. Boom, 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 boom. They're all
the biggest one for me. The biggest one for me was the Onana one against Wolves when he punches the head out of your man from the cross, and there's loads of voices.
3 or 4 of them at the same time.
And your man, the ref, literally, the fella in VAR goes, yeah, it's reckless, goes for the ball, doesn't win it, gets the man. Yeah, all right, check complete.
Yeah.
No penalty. It's like, what?
But you know what drives me mad as well is they're calling each other by their fucking nicknames as well.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Well,
scumbags.
It's just
I do.
like it's just my opinion on the whole thing is there should be a completely separate. So the name of the show tonight is 100% correct. PGMOL should be nowhere near VAR. VAR works perfectly, right? Offside is offside. It's not subjective. Like the red cards that we're talking about tonight, they're subjective. My opinion is it wasn't. Kev's opinion was it was. That's it's subjective. Offside is offside. It's not somebody's opinion. You put the lines on and he's either on or he's either off. It's gonna be. They're gonna sit here till the cows come home talking about VAR week in, week out until we always will, because it's open to human error. Like they're after calling it. But when the human error are mates with the person that's on the pitch, like Mike Dean threw them all under the bus a couple of weeks ago, and then tried to take the
100%.
So like don't give me that shit. Like you're like, oh, he's having a bad game, so I decided not to send him to it. They're all calling each other by their fucking pet names and everything when they're talking on the VAR. It needs to be completely separate from the referees, and they need to be an authority above the referees. And they say, no, you got it wrong. You don't even need, it doesn't need to be a clandestine kind of organization where you don't know they're faceless and all you see is their silhouettes, all that kind of stuff. But it needs to be something different. Preferably people that have played football before. It needs to be separated from it. Let the referees do the on-pitch stuff. The VAR is controlled by somebody else. And that's the way it needs to be, because it's all jobs for the boys, and I don't want to get me mate into trouble. And he'll be getting awful grief off the crowd because I sent them over. It just needs to be completely separated.
A few people have mentioned Gary Neville's tweet. I don't know what is going on about.
He's a bleeding dope. He's put a few.
He's backtracking now. He's realised how much he sounded like he was in love with Liverpool yesterday. And
right, okay,
yeah. Talking about the statement and all that's very dangerous. So really, Klopp handled the situation well.
Let's be perfectly honest about this. Fuck Gary Neville. Right? Yeah. And his opinion. Right? Fuck him. He's another fucking
For a fella who encouraged a riot and a pitch invasion to get a match stopped, he's got a different view on this now. He thinks an apology, Liverpool shouldn't be putting out statements because, the PGMOL, they apologise.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But Gary loves quite a statement, doesn't he? Yeah, if it was in green and gold fucking font, I suppose he'd like it. Shawnee, you see all this, you see what's gone on with regards to the decision, and we've seen the audio from previous things where there's loads of people talking and interacting and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't wash for a second, Shawnee, that there's one fella sitting there going, I think they gave the goal there. Yeah, you're grand. Like, Shawnee, that's not how it works. And should they... My biggest point on this is, Shawnee, we have to stop accepting this shit from them. Like, because that's what it is. Whatever way they can find to just be vague and fucking, we were kind of, we're a little bit silly. Sorry about that. It has to stop, Shawnee. Like, you can't accept this. It's beyond a joke.
Who do they answer to?
Well, this is the point.
So it's never going to change. The only thing that can happen now is, and I agree with you in saying, get rid of PGMOL. It's going to take years because the Premier League are going to need to say, turn around to the FA and go, do you know what? We're going to go about our own way of officiating our own league. And we feel that the PGMOL and the decisions they made over the last 2 or 3 seasons since VAR has come into light is starting to actually damage our product. So we need to protect our product. Because that's where Liverpool calling sport integrity into play is huge. The Premier League won't like that. I'm not sure if the Premier League have even released a statement or anything regarding this, because just as like the PGMOL, the referee, the Premier League can just hide behind that. They don't really need. They just say, look, they're in charge of it. They fucked it up. Who did he answer to, Gav? Nobody. It's like you're running your own business and you're doing your own tax, and someone comes in and go, you need to audit your business and your tax. Or who's going to audit it? You are. All right. Well, I audited it. It's all good. All right, grand, no bother. Crack on.
Mm-hmm.
They don't answer to anyone.
But
that's the thing. The hierarchy doesn't allow. They are Teflon. They've even further enforced that this year with these new supposed rules where they're trying to cut out dissent to the referees, whether it be from players or managers on the sideline. You can't question the decisions. You just get booked straight away. It's all about respecting the referee. So they're less accountable now than they were when they had no accountability. So that absolute Teflon, they don't answer that anyone. They all have massive fucking egos. Howard Webb, why is he even involved in football? He fucked off for years and he came back. What's he doing? Why is he here? Why aren't the Premier League turning around and going, what's the story of PGMOL here? We see our league as the highest standard in the world. How come only one referee out of 15 or 20 is being invited to major tournaments? How come only one of our lads is getting called up to? What's going on? What's your procedures? Where's the due diligence being done? What sort of what have you got in place to make sure that the right decisions are being made? They're not, because Jonathan Brooks, who was on VAR, could be sitting in a VAR van yesterday with fucking Michael Oliver, could be out at Stamford Bridge next week and Michael Oliver on the sideline, or vice versa. Or I don't know if fucking Darren England could be out running a game and Simon Hooper's in VAR going, do you know what, look, even if they're not being biased, they will be subconsciously biased to look out for your mates, because that's what you do. You look out for your mates. If a mate's board text you going, have you seen Emmett? And he's sitting in the pub beside you. You say no. You lie, even if it's not the truth, because you look out for your mates.
Yeah, Emmett's hiding up north now. He's hiding up north.
You do it. You do it subconsciously, because that's what it is. These lads are all in it together. And I'm just saying something to them now. Like, we're all pointing fingers at PGMOL. This is partly Klopp's fault. This started when Klopp ran into your man's face last year. It started. He made a rod for his back. Did you think
but why did he do that?
Yeah, but
he didn't do that.
Hold on a minute. I completely get.
This is a build-up.
Yeah, but I completely get what you're saying.
Hold on. Don't get me wrong. It's cause and causation. I understand that, but it was a fucking massive mistake from Klopp, because nothing good was ever going to come from it. I put out a tweet that day going, we are going to pay for that for a long, long time. And we continue, because your man Jonathan Brooks, even if he knows what happened, lads, 2 years ago, the same fixture, Klopp walks out onto the pitch with your man Paul Tierney and he says, you have a problem with me. I don't know what it is, but you have a fucking problem with me. It's going on that long. He turns around and he says, you have a problem with me. Do you not remember that? He says, I don't know what it is, but you have a fucking problem with me.
No other referee have a problem with only you.
The refs are shy. You don't give these fuckers any excuse to go against you, and that's exactly what he done.
But you see, Shawnee, you see what you said there. You don't give them any reason to go against you. So basically, what you're saying to me is you have to be just absolutely perfect in their eyes in order to get a decision. And if that's the case, you don't run celebrating in the face, because you don't. No, you don't. Which he did. He did do that.
What game was that in?
He did do that.
You feel about them, Gav, it's going to haunt Klopp, because they see the way we besiege mentality now against the whole of fucking England and the rest of the league. Mm-hmm. Every one of them refs would have sat down at the end of season fucking dinner, and you bet your bollocks They probably would have been sniffing coke or fucking drinking points or whatever they're out and they're going, see this Klopp cunt, I'm going to nail him for what you're doing. And you're stupid. You're stupid if you think they aren't. And it's just, I'm telling you that out.
No. I'm not. No, I don't think you should need to call anyone stupid. But the game he runs into that person's face is Spurs at home. I think it's the same game that Oliver Skip goes over the top of a ball and nearly breaks Luis Diaz in half. Now hold on a second. No. I'll let you speak. Hold on a second. That's the same game. Klopp is wrong what he does there. He pays for what happens. I think he gets a 2-game touchline ban, 1 suspended. I think. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
He gets a massive fine, right? But Shawnee, this is not only down to Liverpool, right? What's happened yesterday? No, I know you're not saying that, but what's happened yesterday is not about corruption, right? Because I don't think the corruption thing really stands up. This is ineptitude. It has been ineptitude for so long, right? And it continues to be. And it hit its peak yesterday. It hit its peak yesterday of ineptitude. So how long? So I'll ask you the question: how long do Liverpool have to pay for Klopp, who's already serving a ban with another ban overhanging him for $250,000, right, of a fine? Well, then there's a massive issue, Shawnee, and that's add that to the list as to why they shouldn't be around. Because if you can't try, sorry, Shawnee, I'm speaking. If you can't try protect your players, one, right. You're out of line, you admit it, you take the ban, you take the fine. But what are we going to do? We're just going to keep going and going and going. And you just keep taking this off us until we decide that you don't.
It's going to happen whether you do or you
don't. Well, then you need to have a serious look into the PGMOL. And it should be looked into.
That's the bias. That's the unconscious bias that comes into it.
I'm not blaming Klopp for protecting his players. So don't fucking put words in my mouth either.
No, I never said you were blaming Klopp for it.
You did. It's
no, I didn't.
You turn around and go, you're having a Klopp for what's a man supposed to do, not protect his players?
No, I didn't. Klopp. I asked you what game it was. I didn't say you turned around and said it was Klopp's fault.
Klopp has taken.
You started the conversation about Klopp and him being his fault.
It goes into everything. Klopp has, and it's one of his biggest downfalls. He's taken bullets for every other fucking manager in that league on so many other stances, and he gets whacked time after time about it, whether it's by pundits or on social media. Look at Klopp moaning again about fixture congestion. Look at this. Look at that. When you had players at the start of this season going, this is too fucking much. And there's players breaking down all over the place. But Klopp told you 2 fucking years ago. He told you 2 years ago.
But by this stance that he's had over the game against Spurs last season, well, hold on, Klopp. You're just going to have to take it. You've taken bullets for everyone. You're just going to have to take this until we decide that you don't have to take it anymore. So when does the sentence stop?
What are you going to do? What's going to happen?
Well, I don't know what's going to happen. I'll tell you what I think should happen. But Liverpool have released a statement today, and what's happening? What's happening with the statement? The statement now is... No, I'll tell you what's happening with the statement. The media are going to roll out now slowly but surely and say Liverpool are over the top with this statement. That's what's going to happen.
Neville's already done it.
Yeah.
Neville's already done it.
So my argument here is should Liverpool not make a statement and say, you know what, don't make a statement because we might upset them fellas over there and then this will go on for another 2 years. If it's going to go on like that, what the fuck are we doing with the PGMOL and everyone else?
At the end of the day, these cunts are already in it. They're not fit for purpose. Of
course they're not.
So what's gonna happen when you make it a fucking personal vendetta with them? Because that's the way they would see it. If Mike Dean thinks I'm gonna stick up for me mate, you absolutely think, look what that Klopp done to Brooks, bullying him. Look at the language that they used at the time. Klopp's a bully, Klopp's this, Klopp's that. And every other manager up the league does it. But again, he was the fall guy. He was the fall guy on the 5 subs. He was the fall guy on the too many football matches. He's the fall boy getting into the rest. He's every time. It's fucking every time. And it'd be proven right 2 years down the road. No fucking doubt about it. But what's going to happen? You're already seeing it. You're already seeing it with the likes of Neville, Liverpool. I understand the frustration. Calling into sport integrity by me is the most important thing to do because that's letting the Premier League now go. Your product here is at serious risk of being fucking damaged. But what's going to happen? Who's going to sack them? Who's going to ref the games then at the PG? What ref's going to... Premier League just going to turn around and go, you're gone? What are you going to do then?
Just put them on notice till the end of the season.
till the end of the season, then who's going to ref the rest of the game?
Oh, you can go all over the world and get any referees you want.
You better know what will you?
Why can't you?
Boys are over
Why
refereeing
can't
Saudi
you?
Arabia.
Come here, I tell you. You go to any professional referee in the world and say to them, do you want to come here and get this money? They'll go and do it.
Absolutely.
Of course they will.
In the middle of the season.
No, I didn't say the end of the season. I said put them on notice until the end of the season, which means at the end of the season you're gone.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen by Liverpool alone releasing
Well then, listen,
Clubs
you're writing
have
off
to
the fucking
come
season as it is anyway. The carry on out of them is abysmal.
Liverpool should have, they sit a fucking boardroom. They should have turned around and go, like you made a great point about your man Heckenbottom last week. Turn around and say, we all need to band together here because they're not fucking fit for pub. Instead of going out on your own, because look at Ange yesterday. Everyone's sucking the ring off Ange for weeks. Oh, he's a nice bloke. Yeah. He's not more a big fat cunt soundbite merchant. Turning around yesterday, rolling in behind with him.
Well, Ange Postecoglou should have. Ange Postecoglou should have.
Mistakes are made.
But he should have kept his mouth shut until he actually knew the absolute facts. Because I'm sure if you asked, I would presume if you asked Ange Postecoglou tomorrow at a press conference with regards to his comments yesterday, he'd probably turn around and go, do you know what? I didn't have all the information. And there you go. Conway says, lads, there's no need for this massive bust up. This isn't the massive bust up. Me and Shani are going to play FIFA now in about 20 minutes. Don't worry about it.
But the amount of shite that's coming out from Spurs side, and I can understand, right, they're the recipients of the good fortune, whatever, Mickey Hazard, for example. And you know who Mickey Hazard is? Cautious down. He's a fucking jobs worth who played in the 80s. Is online.
Was he in the Dukes of Hazard?
He could have been. I don't blame know what he was in. He invented the hazard lights on a car. But he's an absolute skid mark, and he's on giggling and laughing about, Liverpool want the game replayed and all this. Very dangerous shit. It's belittling Liverpool. Like they're not happy when these decisions go for them. If they can show me decisions that goals were given, but the VAR just didn't realise what happened on the pitch.
They're all full of fucking
a load of bollocks.
LFC
think of the decisions that went against. Like think of Spurs and Liverpool, right? Klopp last season, as we touched on there with John Brooks. Klopp the year before that with Paul Tierney. You think back to fucking Liverpool against Spurs when the penalty that little fat fucker John Moss gave because he didn't know, and you heard him mic'd up. You heard him. I don't know if he touched it. I'm giving the penalty. Like this shit's going on for years. These are all as bad as each other. They've always been bad. Well, not always. The last few years they've been bad because they've got celebrity status. The ref is all important now. We go back to when we were all kids, and I know Shawnee's a lot younger than us, right? You go back to when we were kids. You had David Ellery. You had all these fuckers. They looked like skill teachers that were just there enforcing the rules. Pierluigi Collina, authority about them, right? These fuckers are all only short of going on Love Island and all some of these wankers are. Because that's what they want. They have a celebrity status.
Put them on Lambay Island.
What was it? Last year or something, a photo comes out, doesn't it?
Well, he should put that in England and I'm a celebrity and making me balls of his own shite because he's a fucking mongo.
Well, LFC Aaron, sorry, I had to read this super chat before I forget it, right? Because when I forget it, they give out to me. It's bigger than Klopp now. He knew this yesterday because he was so calm. He knew the club would take the initiative. So just on that, right, for anyone that hasn't seen the statement from Liverpool, I have it here in front of me and I will read it out. Liverpool Football Club acknowledges PGMOL's admission of their failures last night. It is clear that the correct application of the laws of the game did not occur, resulting in sporting integrity being undermined. We fully accept the pressures that match officials work under, but these pressures are supposed to be alleviated, not exasperated, by the existence and implementation of VAR. It is therefore unsatisfactory that sufficient time was not afforded to allow the correct decision to be made, and that there was no subsequent intervention. That such failings have already been categorised as significant human error is also unacceptable. Any and all outcomes should be established only by the review with full transparency. This is vital for the reliability of future decision making as it applies to all clubs, with learnings being used to make improvements to process in order to ensure this kind of situation cannot occur again. In the meantime, we will explore the range of options available given the clear need for escalation and resolution. Just quickly on it though, he mentioned something there about time giving. That's the biggest thing to come out of it for me, lads. I'll come back to you.
That's a dig at Howard Webb.
Yeah.
When he was on that, he said we can't sacrifice speed of decision for accuracy of decision or something like that.
But this yesterday, Emma, the guy, if you take it at face value, which I think it's bullshit, that, I thought it was a goal given, I done a check, it was onside, check complete, and then I look at the screen and they're taking a free kick halfway inside Spurs half. And then your man tips the ball off from the free kick. Nothing can be done. Emma, come on.
Bollocks.
Like
35 seconds there were between the decision and when they took that free kick. Yeah. So do you not look up at that? Are they not watching the fucking screen?
Of course,
one. Is one of them's off having a fucking shite or whatever. Dan Cook or something like that. There's two of them. Did one of them not go? Why is it
there in the hotel?
Why are they tipping off from the 18-yard line? Like, what the fuck?
Wankers.
Yeah, keep an eye on that. I'm just going for a smoke. Just out the back of the van having a smoke.
But we joke about it, but that's nearly what it's like.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck were you doing? That's the Emma 35 seconds. Listen, mate, I meant that was a goal. What are you doing here? Oh, sorry, misunderstood.
Yeah.
Goal. Boom.
But that's what I'm saying.
We said it earlier. There's constant chatter. One of them, the assistant VAR isn't sitting beside him, tipping him on the leg going, he's not giving a goal. They all have the earphones and the microphone. They're all talking at the same time. That's the excuse is bollocks. I'm sorry, but 35 seconds is a long time. It wasn't like he didn't give the goal. He put his hand on the ball and took the free kick. It was 35 seconds for him to say, What are you doing? Sorry, that should have been a goal. It's on the screen saying checking for offside.
And surely if he says check complete, the referee turned around and says, okay, cool, offside,
so
back to where the offside was. Yeah.
You've heard them all.
Yeah, they're all talking. And not even that, like, O'Sheen says United scored a goal after a referee blew for full time. Away at Brighton that was, wasn't it? So can you please make it make sense? Keith, they're literally, like, I think this is, and I'm not in on the whole corruption thing. I just think they're inept. But this is where the corruption thing kind of cranks up a little bit, isn't it? Because it's like, lads, I'm making this up now. Do you expect us to
release
think
the
you're
audio?
that fucking stupid?
Release the audio.
Correct. But again, if you release the audio, all you have to do is dub out a load of stuff that's said. It just looks like it's two lads talking to each other, to be honest with you. But Keith,
you're gonna hear your man, darling, Sambo. Hold on a minute, I'm gonna have a look at this.
A toilet flushing.
Yeah. Try to fucking do a world record on a Capri Sun. Go on.
That's offside. Go, fuck it. Nah, ridiculous. There's something like, I seen Antico putting in there that Gary Neville, Tim Vickery are going in on us now, and this is what we fully expect. Liverpool released a statement. It's a well-worded statement. I think it's good. I think what they're looking to achieve, and they're all jumping on Liverpool explore their options, and they're all jumping on replay this match. Like, where the fuck replay this match is coming from. I think Liverpool are just looking to put pressure now onto
Nobody has said replay the match.
Oh, no, that's what they're all saying online. That's what Tim Vickery has literally come out and said, are they going to want to replay the Champions League final against Spurs for an incorrect penalty? It was a handball. Like, what the fuck are we on about here?
Who the fuck is Tim Vickery? Did he play rugby for England?
He's great. I like, no
way. South American.
Phil Vickery. Yeah, Tim Vickery's great. Tim Vickery is great.
Listen, just because he writes for South America, it doesn't make him a fucking god.
American man. It does, it does. But it just goes to show there is going to be a media pile-on now. Do you know what I mean? Like, and how the fuck that can be a pile-on? Like, how Liverpool?
But it should be a pile-on onto the incorrect.
But that's it. It's going to the wrong. It's the pile-on is in the wrong fucking place, and this is all down to whether I'd say it's corruption or not. I think there is a bias against Liverpool in the UK, the city of Liverpool, the people of Liverpool Football Club, call whatever way you want. There is an unconscious bias. Everyone outside Liverpool hates Liverpool. Everyone outside Liverpool hates Scousers. Scousers go on about being Scouse, not English. They build a national anthem. The people don't like them. The Scousers don't like the rest of them. Why would these shy hawks be any different? Why would all these other wankers who grew up watching Manchester United dominate and Alex Ferguson having laid free reign over referees and free reign over the media and all this other shy, and they see that and they just do not like Liverpool, but now that Liverpool are getting that bit of power and that bit of sway, they do everything to stamp it down. This is the issue we have. It's not corruption, in my opinion. It's a bias. It's a bias against Liverpool, whether it's unconscious or conscious. There's no way these people do not, who do they support for a start? This bollocks about them supporting Rochdale or fucking the Weatherfield Arms and all this crap. Everyone in Manchester except Manchester United. Ask my bollocks.
Rovers return AFC.
There's not a chance fellas in their 30s and 40s didn't follow Manchester United growing up. But do you know what I mean? There's no way. They don't like Liverpool. They don't like Scousers. There's a whole thing in England about them hating Scousers. They laugh, they look online at the treatment of Liverpool on these decisions. You're seeing all
on TV a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, man, yeah, that stood in fucking that little Mongo off Arsenal fan TV,
yeah, but he got whopped, didn't he? He got leathered.
Yeah, well, hopefully he did, because he was standing there as if he was bleeding. He knew everything about Liverpool as a city and everything else. He hasn't a fucking clue what he's talking about. Kev O'Sullivan says the replay stuff, the match stuff comes from Howard Webb. He ordered a replay after a similar incident.
Yeah, Paul Dalglish came out and said that he was involved in that match.
Yeah, Mr. Sinclair with Super Chat says if we let them get away with it, they get bigger. Then the game and start elbowing people in the face. Start keeping their jobs. Normal people will lose theirs. Look, I think the way it went on yesterday, the whole process or supposed process of what went on yesterday is laughable, and what they're trying to do now is an absolute joke. Talks of Howard Webb stepping down. Well, we
getting now a fucking dodge.
You know, but. What do you think should happen? Shawnee, I'll start with you. And I know where you were, Shawnee, you were going, look, who did he answer to and stuff like that. But if it was just you on the PGMOL or where this should go, what do you think should happen with regards to what's like this? Because this can't continue.
I think the 20 clubs in the Premier League should be putting pressure on the Premier League to relieve PGMOL of their duties in a timely fashion and turn around and saying, look, it's not working out. We're going to take into our own hands the officiating of this league. You carry on doing Championship, League 1, League 2. We'll agree something with the FA and we'll move them on. Because until it's not the same people making the same decisions, we're going to see the same mistake. Like there was one again today. There's one every week. It's getting worse. How can something get worse after being given video assistance? We all thought this would take the debate in the game, but it's only further fucking unmasked stage for just how fucking ridiculously inept they are. Not one of them have the chops to do it. And you told me to say respect the refs. It's a difficult job. They're being given every tool in the fucking book here. They're given free rein by the Premier League to enforce any rule that they want. And they still can't get it right. It's never been worse. It will continue to get worse.
Yeah,
because
it won't get better.
Anything you want to bring into this league is just going to further expose them. Like Keith said, the John Moss thing, I didn't see it. I'm going to give it. Fucking just not turning on goal line technology. The one against Man City, apologies. The one against Wolves, apologies. And I understand Liverpool coming out and going, do you know what? Yeah, apologies not enough. And I think they've done the right thing. But my problem is, I'm just fucking tired of Liverpool Football Club and Klopp being martyrs for everyone else.
Yeah.
Because it does us no good at the end of the day. I understand Klopp was up the wall and he went into your man Brooks' face. I'm not saying that's why they are making wrong decisions. But what I am saying is, it makes it a lot fucking easier for them to go against Liverpool when you do stuff like that. I watch football I watch it anywhere. Watch Libertadores. I watch Boca Juniors River Plate today. I watch Cadiz at Atletico Madrid before I come on here. There's bad decisions, but it never spills over. You're never going, what the fuck happened there? You're always saying, the Premier League is supposed to be the biggest league in the world. I cannot believe how poor the standard of officiating is. And we could sit here until we're fucking blue in the face until the cows come out. It's a waste of time because the answer to nobody. So the only one who have the power here is the Premier League to cut the cord and say, we no longer need your services. And we will do what you said to do. We'll go elsewhere looking to bring in reps. It's a fucking joke. I don't buy into the conspiracy stuff. I just buy into that they're all shite. They're absolutely brutal. There used to be one where you go, he's actually a decent rep. But I can't even say that now for any of them. They're
Michael
all
Oliver
fucking.
was the one that you'd say about, and he's gone to shy.
Look, you're gonna get it now. You'll have Talk Sport tomorrow, and they'll be all saying Liverpool grandstanding on the high horsery. It's just gonna be a pylon from the likes of Gabby Banglaha, who can hardly string
Simon
a fucking
Jordan.
sentence together. Jermaine Genius, who's releasing statements saying sorry after doing campaigns for respecting the ref. Like, football is full of fucking hypocrites. And that's what they'll be doing tomorrow. They'll be piling on Liverpool for doing the right thing and calling for action when action is most certainly fucking needed. The thing is, Heckenbottom come out and he done it. But no offence to Heckenbottom, he managed Sheffield United. Let's be honest. Outside of Sheffield, who gives a bollocks about Sheffield United? Not many people. And the difference with Liverpool coming out and doing it is it carries weight. And it would have carried way more fucking weight if Liverpool had got even 5 or 6 other clubs in the league as a cooperated effort and coordinated effort to go to the Premier League and say, you need to do something about this.
Yeah, but Liverpool and the other 19 are the stakeholders of the Premier League. So by association, employ the PGMOL. So, you know, it's not even that Liverpool need to go and go, I need the support of 6. They just need to bring it up when they have these Premier League meetings and say, look, Kev sent me an article earlier, right? They've made 14 different apologies. 14 different apologies in the last while. I could read them all out if you want, but most of you'll remember them. About different things that have happened. They've apologised to Wolves this season. One I can remember, they've had to make an apology to Brighton because of a game away at Spurs. They're going to have to apologise to us. And it just seems to be, just say sorry. And everyone will give a fuck about it. And come Monday, we'll have said sorry. Your man will have fucking Preston at the weekend. And then he'll be back the following week and everyone will go, it's grand. There's fella lashing fucking elbows in players' faces. They're back a week later. Like,
back as a VAR against us as well.
But, Emma, what would you do? Or what would you like to see done? You're on mute, I think, Emma. Yeah.
On a silent.
Yeah, sorry. Same as I'd be saying as Shawnee. Sorry, I must have been farting or something. So I'd be the same as Shawnee. Phase them out. Service is no longer required. If they're able to go to the Saudi Arabia and all over the world to referee games, the Premier League should easily be able to bring in referees from all around the world. They take a hand off. The only thing I would say is they can't be in charge of both. I think the people that run VAR and the referees, they need to be a separate thing. There should be an association for VAR referees and on-field referees. They can't be buddies. Because all you do is if you bring another group in and they're all pals, it's human nature. Like Shawnee said earlier on, you're gonna scratch the back of your mate. And like I said with the whole Klopp thing, they will. Oh, now's my chance to get it back because he fucking stuck it up to Gav last week. I'm gonna get him back now for that. They need to be two completely separate bodies. That's exactly what I would do. Or leave the referees as they are and leave them on pitch. Just bring in a whole other raft of people to look after VAR, but they need to be separate.
Keith?
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. I think what Liverpool, and this is only guessing, so you know, I'm not trying to say what Liverpool are certainly doing. This talk again, I'll go back to this replaying the match a lot of bollocks. So I think what Liverpool are trying to do is they're trying to put pressure on the other teams to come out and say, look, something has to be done here. What can we do about this? And we need teams to row in to get a change. I think we'll see changes. I think this could be the thing that lights the touch paper. Unfortunately, it's us because, as I said, the other teams, they won't back Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? There'll be no support for Liverpool, but this is such an outrageous decision. Like it's the worst I've seen. Genuinely, it's the worst I've seen. And I think Liverpool are going to look to say, look, this could be yours. You know, we spoke about the Brentford Forest game before we came on air, and there's a fucking horrendous decision in that. Teams are getting screwed by these maggots. Yeah, exactly. And how much does that cost?
Imagine the litigation of a team goes there. Imagine, like, it's the probability is probably not high, but imagine in the last day of the season, in a decision where the PGMOL need to release a statement after apologising for, sends a team down. Then where do you lie?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Exactly.
like
It's a joke.
What if Wolves go down by a point? First game of the season, they could have had an equaliser through a penalty. What if we've lost the league by a point twice in the last 5 years? What if that happens again? Like they're like we're talking. Like this is not Leinster Senior League Senior Sunday. Like you're not like there's massive amounts of money involved in this as well. Like it's what did they say, 2 million per place or something like that in the Premier League. So like if we finish outside of the top four because by a point, like we could have finished in the top. If I make that mistake in my job and we're on the hook for losses of 3 million, I'll lose my job and my job will probably come after me to try and recoup those losses from me for that mistake I made. But these lads are making £1 million mistakes week in, week out.
Your job won't circle the wagons and fucking protect you and make sure that nothing mean gets said about it. Virgil van Dijk got fined 100 grand for having a pop at one of these shite bags last 2 weeks ago or whatever. Do you know what I mean? There's no respect from officials to players, and that's getting worse. There's no accountability. There's nothing. They don't release any audios. When they do, and they fucking announce, Howard Webb's going to release audios, they cherry pick the shite and just say this and that.
I only seen a thing as well that was left out, the Van Dijk thing, and he was fined for saying, you're a fucking joke. But the fourth thing, another thing Van Dijk said to the ref walking down was, don't fucking touch me.
Yeah.
Which means he's putting his fucking hands on him, which he shouldn't be again. You said, Gav, your man elbows Robbo in the face and it's not.
Yeah, just a misunderstanding. Sorry about that.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of the 6 that were involved in the game yesterday will be in some capacity involved in the derby after the international break.
Yeah, Darren England will probably be refereeing it. I'm not messing. Because Paul Tierney's wandering around the fucking gaff involved in, I seen something like 35% of all Liverpool games this season. And Paul Tierney clearly has a fucking issue with Liverpool. And
well, did you see the graph that came about the decisions, Paul Tierney's decision making against Liverpool compared to other teams? He overturns decisions when he's on VAR. He gives the wrong decisions when he's on the field. Like, there's something hugely fishy. Klopp was right to go at him, by the way. But by doing it, Shawnee's right. He created a rod for his own back there. But, nobody else is doing it. Well, Pep Guardiola goes after cunts. Mikel Arteta does it as well, but nothing gets said. Jurgen Klopp does it, and there's a pile on. Liverpool do it, there's a pile on. Other teams do it, nothing gets said. Alex Ferguson done it for years.
Well, the thing is, like, a couple of people have mentioned Heckenbottom, and I kind of get that argument that, look, does he carry any weight? But this again comes back to, when are you applying the laws and the rules, and when are you not? I applauded Heckenbottom for what he said a couple of weeks ago, but I also caveated with he's getting 100 grand fine and a 2-game ban, touchline ban, and he didn't, right? And people will go,
8 years wages.
And yeah, I know, but people will think like, look, it doesn't carry any weight. I fully agree. I don't think he should be fined or banned. But if we're going to play by the rules here, he should have got it. Do you know what I mean? But he's not. But this is what I'm saying. They literally wake up each day and they decide what level of, how they're going to interpret these rules and how they're going to enforce them. So the level of enforcement.
Liverpool, Anthony Taylor left Liverpool. Was it Liverpool or Man City 2 years ago or last year? And he let everything go. Fucking everything. Like, loads of bad challenges. I think Rodri pulled 2 players back or something. Let them go. And got applauded for letting the game flow. And it's like, well, hold on a minute. You can't fucking pull someone up the next week for doing the same things. You should be either
this is what's happening.
Rules or you don't.
No, they're not applying the rules. They are
picking and choosing the games that they want to fucking.
They are genuinely waking up each day and deciding what way they're going to apply their rules, or if they're going to apply them at all. What would I do? I'd get rid of them. Every single last one of them. And people will tell you it's not possible. Of course it's possible. Right, listen, I'll tell you. Like Emmett said, if these boys are out in the UAE refereeing games, you are well within your rights to take referees from anywhere and offer them a job. Whether that's Spain, Germany, Italy, France, America, wherever it is. But this is what I do. I would basically put them on notice and say, listen, come the end of the season, your contract's up. Good luck. It's not happening. You're causing us way too much fucking hassle here, right? Our stakeholders, i.e. the clubs, there's unrest. The people watching the games are up in fucking arms over you, right? And we're meant to be holding up these laws that we keep. Remember, they walk into every single Premier League club at the start of the season and go, here's the laws This is what's going to happen. These are the changes. This is what's going to happen if you do this, that, and the other. And then 1 week it will, and 1 week it won't. And that's not me being flippant. That's what's happening, right?
Yellow
I will
card,
put them on
ref,
notice.
Yellow card. 1 week that lasted.
Well. The funny thing is, imitating a yellow card is a yellow card offence, right?
Not anymore.
The Spurs left back goes down on the ground on a yellow card the other day, waves this imaginary card at Simon Hooper, right? And Simon Hooper books Diogo Jota. And the guy on the ground is already on a yellow, shouldn't be on the pitch after that. But he is. But this is what I'm talking about. They'll apply when they want and they won't when
Alexis
when
in
they
the
don't feel
first game of the season got the yellow card for waving the thing, right?
Yes.
And it was a yellow card challenge. I can't remember what Chelsea player it was, a yellow card challenge. And the Chelsea player didn't get booked because Alexis got booked. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not even a case of, right, well, you're getting booked, you sneaky fucker, but I'm booking this fella for looking for the card as well. It wasn't, it was just, no, book, respect the referees, respect. It's a load of bollocks. Remember years ago, Mascherano got sent off. Was it against United? It was against Man United. He got sent off. And it was shouting in the face of the ref. And now, new respect the refs lasted a week. Now it happened again after that. Do you know what I mean?
It's like, there was another
one when Arbeloa got sent off for pulling at the corner kicks.
Yeah, but it's like when the police come out and say, we're having a slow down weekend now, so we're going to go out and get you all for speeding. And then the following day, you can do whatever fucking speed you want down that road. That's what it's like. But I get rid of them all. And people will say, well, is that achievable? Of course it's achievable. If you're offering a group of referees 15 million quid between them to go and referees these games over the course of a season, you will have them queuing around the corner to come and do it. They won't matter what country it's from. But the VAR should not have any referees involved in it.
I think that's
whatsoever. Right? And people go, get players that play the game, get people that play the game. No, you don't even need that. Because what will happen is that you'll have a fella that used to play for Arsenal doing VAR of a Spurs game. He gives a decision against Spurs, and all of a sudden it's, oh, well, he's ex-Arsenal, right? Just get normal people in to do it. Right? And they don't make any decisions whatsoever. All they're there to do is watch the TV, see a decision, and they've been trained in it, and you go, I'm just going to give that to the referee to make that decision. I'm going to give it over to him, and I'm going to make that decision. And on top of it, we're going to hook up the audio, right? Because and I keep going back to it, the audio on the spot right there tells you everything you need to know. There's no grey area. There's no hiding. There's no, I thought it was this and I thought it was that. That's what they should be doing. But I'm telling you now, the PGMOL should be out of English football as soon as possible. And I mean that, right? And I know people will lose their jobs, and I get all that. But at the end of the day, they're in there making decisions where, honestly, if another employee of the Premier League went out there, right, and made this amount of mistakes, high-level mistakes, they would no longer be in the job. They would no longer be in the job. So why are these people in the job? Right? They're an independent body employed by the Premier League, and the Premier League should go, they are not upkeeping their part of the deal here. Why are we paying them that money? Let's go and do something else. And they should be putting in motion tomorrow to recruit 20 referees, wherever it might be, from all over the world, that's recommended. They can go and see all the stats on these referees and go and cherry pick every one of them and go, we want you to come here. We want you to become the Premier League Referees Association, where you're employed by us, you answer to us, okay? But the VAR is going to be manned by people that are just going to show you something and not have any input on the decision, because they're not football people.
The call should be, sorry, Mr. Hooper, you've made a mistake there, and I think you need to go and look at that. As soon as they start with hoops, we're gone. Do you know what I mean?
Tails.
As soon as it... Yeah,
Anthony Taylor's called tails.
Tails. As soon as you have that, you know you're on a hiding to none. There should be an independent body, regulated independent body, that are doing the VAR. So if they make a bollocks of that, the Premier League should be able to say, well, hold on, look, we need an explanation. This club's, and it doesn't have to, it shouldn't be Liverpool. Sheffield United are well within their rights to challenge a decision and go to a regulator and say, look, this is a load of bollocks. Like, what's happening here? We need an explanation and we need action on this. And they put their hands up. And if the refs are incompetent on the pitch, they should be pulled. Like in the rugby, the referee, now I know it's a different sport, it's all mic'd up and there's a level of respect towards the officials on the pitch. But you hear them saying, they say, look, you've made a mistake there. I think you need to go and look. This is the thing. This is what I see. And they take what they've seen and they go and do it. This shite about, look, high bar and cleared an obvious error. That's only in England.
Yeah, but you see, if you wanted to put a group of people together to referee the Premier League, and also do the VAR. You mic them. Because what happens in the rugby is that the guy they've gone to is basically making the decision for the referee, but he's mic'd up. So he has to explain every reason why he's given that decision. Every angle he looks at, everything he sees, and then he goes, yeah, there's the decision. But what's happening in the Premier League is that this guy is on the fucking mic to his mate. Nobody can hear what's going on, right? And then they pretend that they can't hear each other, or they pretend that they didn't know it was offside. And then he makes a complete bollocks of it. He looks down and sees a free kick being taken. And now everyone just sits back and goes, oh, fuck. Instead of just going, hold on, stop the game. I don't care if you've kicked it off. That was a goal. So
that's
you're not taking a free kick. You're not doing
have a
anything
rule
like
that you can't go back and do that. But when has this ever happened before?
Listen,
no, that's a goal.
That's a load of bollocks.
You go back. You give the
this rule that they can't go back after the game being started is complete and utter fucking nonsense. Because if a goal has been scored, right, or a goal is being incorrectly knocked off, if they take that free kick and knock up the pitch and score, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You go back and go, hold on. That game shouldn't started from the wrong place. It's like a ball moving when you take a free kick. If a ball's moving when you take a free kick, they can call you back for it. If you take a free kick and launch it up the pitch and Romero heads are in the goal and Spurs think they've scored, no, sorry, it's not. It's actually a goal and you should be tipping the ball off. Yeah. I don't care if we started again. But what did they all do? They all sat there fucking mute. Now, I'm putting it out there. I've put it out there for a long time. But the last thing I say on it tonight, the PGMOL should be taken out of English football at the next available date. Gone. They should be gone. And the Premier League, if they've any balls about them or any kind of want to protect their product, should be from Monday morning going, we need to go and find 30 officials or 40 or how many of them is in the PGMOL. We need to replace 40 or 50 of them now. And we need to bring them in and we have to have them in from the start of the next season and they go under our remit now. Not the PGMOL independent. They need to go under the Premier League remit so there's accountability and the Premier League tell them what they're doing. Because one of the big things on all this is that the PGMOL are faffing around for the last fucking 3 years trying to defy everything UEFA, FIFA, everything wants to do with regards to rules. Yeah. They're the last to implement. They're the last to fucking take her on board. They're the last to actually stand up and go, you know what, this is a good idea. And that is the reason why they're not involved in Euros and World Cups, because they're not fully fucking trained and they're not up to speed on what's actually being done in world football.
But do the Premier League want it? Do the Premier League, we're living in a world of click merchants now. This shit drives interactions. These probably think this is great WWE type of shit that we're looking at in the Premier League.
Yeah, but it turns it into a joke though, rather than a good product. It's a laugh. They're a laughing stock.
Yeah,
I don't think that's.
Sports
I know. Not there's no such thing as bad publicity or whatever they say, but this is turning into it's turning into a farce. I think they need to at the very least, if they can't get rid of them, bring in the fucking semi-automated offside rules.
They're the ones who poo-pooed that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So take it in. It gets rid of any human error. If
you can't get rid of them, you just turn around and go, by the way, listen, come here and I fucking tell you. You work for us. So what's going to happen here is that from set date, January 1st, right, every decision that goes to VAR will now be broadcast publicly. End the fucking story. And I don't want this argument that, you'll hear swearing in the background. That's nonsense. Because if you go to the rugby, they're told, go away. They step about 10, 15 feet away from everybody around them. They press a button and it's a mic in and out. And so all this, you'll hear this on the TV and kids and all. Give me a fucking break, will you? That's what they could do as well. But I'm telling you now, the PGMOL, as it stands, is their position is untenable. And I fully believe that, and I'll argue with as long as I fucking need to. Their position is completely and utterly untenable. Untenable. Anything else before we go?
Are we finishing up? Can we talk about Jota's red card now? Loud of bollocks that was.
That could be contentious.
Well, the first one.
My opinion is any player, and again, it's and I hate saying anybody that's. I'm not saying Jota knew what he was doing, but any player that goes across the back of a player that's running ahead of it knows there's a chance that his leg is going to clip my leg. So I'm not saying he did it on purpose, but I think
the first yellow was harsh. I think
it's a yellow card.
I think the first yellow was harsh. I think the second one,
shouldn't be lunging in.
Yeah,
You should
I think
not
it's
be lunging
stupidity.
in.
Whether you
Because you
make
can say about the first one, just before that, you should have got a yellow card as well. You know, so
Yeah.
those 3 incidents in the space of about 10 minutes. And he dives in then, stupid fucker.
Yeah, I think
Whether they connect or not.
he gives them the easy way out, Jota.
Yeah.
The
Brett,
red cards aren't the biggest thing from yesterday. Like I said, they're
No.
subjective, and I can, like, if we draw 1-1 and we're down to 9 minutes, well, look, if we draw 1-1 with the Diaz goal, let's say, being allowed, that's fine. I'm happy enough with subjective calls, but it's
when you're
the
tucking in
offside thing is-
we'll be miles ahead of them cunts, so I wouldn't be worrying about them.
yeah. Well, just
What about the celebrations at the end? They're getting dug out
Look,
over
Pete,
that.
you know what?
I don't mind that.
I don't mind the celebration. I'm not going
Yeah.
to be celebration priest. Leave them to it. It's like, look,
they won the
they've
game of
little
football.
else to fucking sing and dance about.
Yeah, I know their celebrations were over the top, but I'm not digging them out over it because I think a lot of people done it with Klopp. Remember against West Brom, and he brings them to the cop and he makes them clap, and everyone's like, "That's pathetic," blah blah. But what he done was he was festering a mentality there that we're all in this together. And I think Postecoglou was trying to do that at Spurs. Spurs have a loser mentality. Do you know what I mean? They have that ingrained in them.
Chris Gleeson there. Chris Gleeson, unless Jonathan Brooks and all the boys are listening to this podcast, then your point is mute, mate, to be honest with you.
So what's Chris said? Where am I?
Using Sean's logic to complain, Klopp shouldn't complain because nothing of what happened. There's no point this podcast, and eventually you have to stand up. Look, that's not my point.
Yeah.
What you think is, if robots are making all the decisions in this game, be fair enough, but they're not. They don't like Klopp. Simple as that. Subconsciously, they want. If it's a 50-50 now, it's a 60-40. If it was a 50-50 then, it's a 60-40 now. That's my thinking behind it. Sometimes you got to be clever. You have to pick your fucking battles. I'm not actually sure why something happened in that game that Klopp ran into his face. Something just before that one. I don't know whether it was a goal disallowed or something, but he's just made a fucking rod for his back, was my point.
Salah and Davis.
It was Salah and Davis. That's what it was. Yeah, Salah got bleeding hauled down, and Davis got the free kick.
I'm not blaming Klopp for fucking the ineptitude of the reps. What I'm saying is he's made it easier because these lads are going to dig each other out. We've seen it already. Your man Brooks was involved in shouts last year as well. They're all fucking egomaniac shite bags. They're all started with your man Clattenburg. All started with him. That's the way it is.
Fella getting a hair transplant.
Look, forget about it. Football wise, I think this Liverpool team are fucking mustard again, and I think they're gonna be on fighting on all fronts come May. And that's the best thing I could say.
I think it galvanises a lot of people. I think really, I came out of that thinking, right, these lads are fucking absolute top drawer again, top dogs. They're going to chase down every fucker in this league and they're going to do it the hard way. By God, they're going to do it the hard way because they're not going to get any help by the officials. The only thing that can come of this whole thing now is that maybe the vendetta against Klopp does stop now because it's fucking too obvious. It's way clear now.
It's clear and obvious.
Yeah. Rest of the week, we're playing Thursday, aren't we? So we should have winners and losers tomorrow. We should have a look at the Premier League week on Wednesday. I think Thursday we'll have full-time reaction to Liverpool and Union. I forget their second name. You know. And then we'll be back because Liverpool will be playing Sunday, won't he? So we will be back there on Sunday with probably 2 shows. So if anything happens in between, we might try to add some shows in as well. Emma, anything else before we go?
No, I just seen people in the chat. I'm just, there's a lot in there. Over nearly 950 watching at one stage. I don't want to replay. I don't want the goal reinstated. Liverpool are going to go and win this league, despite all of these bad decisions.
Well, I think that's where Liverpool should take me. Absolutely. Shawnee, anything else before we go?
No. All good. And it's just got a 2-foot Gavs pro clubs player in the face now as soon as he gets the ball. He does. Look, we're digging each other out now, but it's debate, and that's it again. If you're in the chat, talking straight to the likes of Kev, you can say what you want to me. It really doesn't bother me, to be honest with you. I'm being deadly honest with you, but just fucking respect the contributors. It's not that hard. The difference of opinion is healthy. Show a little bit of mental fortitude if someone doesn't agree with what you say. And don't be pedantic. Just fucking try to be a little bit rational in things you think. Unless you're gaff, then you're a fucking prick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I always fucking hate them Lawsons. Keith, I was going to ask you anything else before we go, but my massive revelation before we start, where you went, you know who I hate? And I went here and he goes, Mark Fowler out of EastEnders. What is going on,
I hate
Keith?
Mark Fowler from EastEnders. Gav, I do. I hate him. I always hate him. And I don't know why. Right? He always wore his leather jacket, right? Dummy head in.
Everywhere.
A scruffy bleeding thing. The thing was walking, right? The state of it. But I don't, maybe it's a jealousy. Him and Magic Johnson, the only people that sort of fought the AIDS as much as they could without any repercussions. But I took it out on the fella long after he left EastEnders as well. So he was in the bill, and I thought, fucking Mark Fowler hates.
What you're going to say, he was down in the Blade and Fair House in or something.
No. He was in the bill for a while, and I'm like, I fucking hate him. And then he was on Dancing on Ice, and I think you were saying, you know, you loved the moment on Dancing on Ice when he nearly crashed.
It's one of the greatest TV moments of all time when he's on, Mark Fowler's on Dancing on Ice, and he's with his partner on the ice, and she lets go of him, and he's meant to, you know, skate around the edge of the ring, and he just skates completely off the rink and offset and out the back, and the camera goes out to the back, and you see him all over the shop, and they push him back out onto the ice. God, seriously, his name in real life is Todd Carty.
Todd
Carty. If you type in Todd Carty, was Dancing on Ice, was it? Todd Carty, Dancing on Ice. Honestly, it's one of the best TV moments of all time. So there you go. But anyway, so if you can think of any TV characters that you absolutely despise, store them for next week, and we'll see how we go. Dylan Fletcher,
and you carry it into the real world as well. Like,
100%.
Mark Fowler,
100%.
No time for him or his work.
Dylan Fletcher says 3 out of 10 from all you lads tonight. If you know, you know. Of course you do. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. Anyway, that has been the Fatback 4. Thanks to Emma, Keith, Shardy, everybody in the chat. It's been an absolute pleasure. And the PGMOL should be sacked. I think that's the overriding opinion here tonight. See you during the week. Over and out.